कामाख्यकाम संपन्नम कामेश्वरी हर प्रियम कामना देहि मे nityam कामेश्वरी नमोस्तुते. Welcome everyone to the channel. I hope you had an amazing Guru Purnima. It was full moon Guru Purnima, also in Capricorn, the second full moon that we faced in Capricorn. Very intense energy, highly sensitive and very positive energies. A lot of purging was observed during this time. Purging is a process of releasing energies, and most of the times I think this full moon was primarily releasing karmic chapters if we have done enough work, because Saturn was also retrograde from 29th July to 15th of November. I'm inspired to talk about why do we not succeed in sadhana, or why does results in sadhana come very slow. There are certain karmic reasons for it for some people, that they're karmically blocked, and I think that is why we are discussing this session right now. But there is also a profound secret which is not publicly discussed or being told by people, but at the same time it is widely used and widely practiced. We will go through it to understand the concept better. There are solutions at the end, but to understand the concept better, we will break it down into the understanding, so that we understand and then we can implement the solutions. The first thing is we have to understand how human body has descended. So because we are, it is said that we are the ansh of Parbrahman. We are a seed, or we are a manifestation of that divine light, that divine power, that divine love that is known as Parbrahman. We descend from top to bottom. So a soul comes from the Parbrahman as the higher self, and from the higher self comes the incarnated self, that is this body. The essence of the soul that stays in this body is known as the incarnated soul, right? Because it has taken the incarnation. It is also like Vishnu, when incarnated, became Krishna. Right? So Vishnu's essence came into the physical form that we know as Krishna. Similarly, humans are born. We as a soul have been incarnated from that higher self into this body. We learn our lessons, and then we go back into the higher self and then again take birth. Okay. So knowing that we are an essence, or we are souls that descend from top to bottom, there is a connection that is, or our roots to be precise, our roots are basically upward. We are like an inverted tree, right? A tree has its roots downward, but our trees, we as a tree has roots upstairs or upwards, that are connected to the Supreme Brahman, and that is known as spiritual cord. It is known as the spiritual cord. The spiritual cord is our connection with the Supreme Brahman. It is the prime source of spiritual energy. And when we meditate, when we chant, when we try to do prayers or worships or get into sadhanas, the idea is to increase this connection. What does happen when we increase this connection? Our intuition becomes stronger, our third eye becomes powerful, and this connection helps us stay not just positive, but become spiritually empowered. Now, spiritually empowered doesn't mean that we leave the world or we renounce the world. It means that we have much control on our senses, which is known as Indriya. So we have much more control on this physical body, because now we are not acting from the physical sense only. We are acting from a soul level also. That soul, or the higher self, helps us decide what is the right karma, right action to do, so that we can reap the most benefit in this physical reality and learn the lessons most easily. This spiritual cord is connected to a crown and upward. This energy flows downward, right? If you have noticed the videos of Mahavidyas I've shown, or I've described how divine feminine energy comes down into physical form, it is the same connection. So it comes at the crown, and that is why when we get into sadhanas or meditations or heavy chanting, you will observe that there is a buzzing sensation at the forehead. There's a buzzing sensation here. Sometimes when I get into deeper sadhanas, I also find a certain pain or a certain dip in my head. There is a physical dip in the head, which is because the energy is too powerful. And that is why heavy chanting gives us a heavy head also. Our head starts buzzing. Our eyes gets heavy. And this is because this is the spiritual cord has been enhanced. Its size has been increased, and the energy now is flowing much more than usual. It is increased. It is faster. It is more profound in nature. It is more subtle in nature. This is the source energy for our survival, and this is why we meditate, we chant, or we get into sadhanas, because this is where we draw power from. This is where we draw wisdom from, and this is where we draw our connection, our truest connection. It's like people say there's no place better than home. That is our home. So we connect to our home, and that is why we feel complete and safe, right? But there's also a little side effect of spirituality, which you might have observed, that people who get into extreme spiritual practices, and if they don't know how to balance their energies, they might become aloof from the society. They might want to renounce the world. They might want to leave the physical reality. Why is it happening? It is because the energy is not balanced. How do we balance the energy? As I always say, what is above, so is below. So when there is a spiritual cord connecting to us, there's another cord, there's another connection that we have, which actually helps us sustain in this physical reality. that energy moves from the base of our spine. There's a connection that moves from the base of our spine, the tailbone. Or the second point, the entry point or second point of it is at the sole of our feet. So from the sole of our feet and the base of our spine, the energy goes down into Mother Earth. This is known as the grounding cord. The grounding cord is our connection with Mother Earth. It is also the source of our practicality. This is also the source of our grounding. If you have noticed in the previous videos, I've talked about how Kamala sits at the base of our spine, and it is also the reason why this cord is the source of our material possession. It is the source of our wealth. It is the source of how much money, how much prosperity we will earn in this life. Now, when we get into spirituality, the one thing that we have to ensure is, as we are growing and expanding the spiritual cord, the top of our cord, we also try to increase the connection with Mother Earth. We also try to expand our grounding cord so that we don't leave a practical ground. Until and unless we want to renounce the world, we do not leave the practical ground. We do not start hallucinating or living in a delusion or just the reality of spirituality, which is also known as the 5-dimensional reality, the astral plane. We don't exist in that plane, but also work functionally and sustainably in this environment, in this physical reality. And that is the work or the job of strengthening the grounding cord, the connection with Mother Earth. Now, grounding cord can be strengthened by Hatha Yoga, physical exercises. There is also a very old tradition in Indian culture where we say that you must walk barefoot on ground or grass. And if you notice, a lot of sadhus or saints actually renounce wearing feet slippers or footwear because they think that they want to anchor themselves with Mother Earth. They want to be close to Mother Earth, and that is why that helps them ground. There are also a lot of saints which have been told, or which have seriously worked on the process of anchoring their energy into Mother Earth. The processes I will explain in the later part of the video. So there are two cords that we have discussed that are very important for human survival. One is spiritual cord and one is the material cord or a grounding cord. When these cords are balanced, you not only live a very holistic life spiritually, but as well as materially. You will achieve a lot of success, a lot of abundance in this material world, and also at the same time, you will achieve a lot of spiritual progress. I don't want to use those terms, but if you would notice that a lot of gurus, a lot of people who are highly spiritual, they have a certain amount of power. They might not need our money. They might not need the wealth we want to give, but you will still go and donate them. You will still go and worship that person. Why? Because when they have enhanced their spiritual cord, when the spiritual cord has bloomed into complete flower, it is represented as a lotus flower. So when it has completely bloomed, then what happens is they start anchoring their energy into Mother Earth. And when they anchor it, even though they don't want people around them, but people will come to listen to them. Even though they don't desire wealth, but people will donate to their organizations. Even though they don't want any luxury, but still people will give them the most profound luxury that they can offer. They will tell you that I don't own anything, but they still live the most luxurious life. You see any of the gurus, they are all experiencing immense power. And this power doesn't come from spirituality, or it doesn't come from spiritual cord. It comes from bringing that spiritual energy and mixing it with this material cord or the grounding cord. And that is the key secret of enhancing your spirituality to actually live a complete and holistic life. Okay, to understand the concept better, we will look at the source of this power. So at a super Prabhaman level, if you observe that, we have the eternal essence of fire existing, which is the sun. We all know that sun is a source of life. The plants won't exist. Us as human bodies won't exist if there is no sun. If there's always night, we will go depressed because the sun is a source of life. And that is one of the reasons that all our traditions actually pray to sun as a lord. We call it Surya Devta. And this is also one of the fire element or the essence of the fire that holds Shakti. And in Shakti representation, it is known as Gayatri Devi. Now, sun or worshipping the sun is the essence of worshipping for glamour. Suns give you visibility, sun gives you fame, and that is why when we say, or Indian tradition, we say that if you need glamour, if you need success, अगर आपको तेज चाहिए तो आप सूर्य को अर्घ चढ़ाइए, सूर्य को पानी चढ़ाइए. What does it mean? That when you worship the solar god, you will receive that empowerment within you. Your light within you will shine. Right? That is the reason we worship the solar god. And also because it is the source of vitamin D. None of our nutrients will be digested if there is no vitamin D in our body. Vitamin D helps us digest most of our nutrients, and sun becomes the prime source of that energy. But is that it? That is the question. Right? As I always say, as something exists at the top of the hierarchy, there is that the same existence is again there in the bottom of the existence or bottom hierarchy. Why? Because that is the only way to complete the cycle. Otherwise, the cycle remains incomplete. And that is why a lot of people who don't practice spirituality with certain specific norms or traditions, or the rules have not been followed, what happens is people go off loop. they become lopsided. Their perspective becomes one-sided. It's not complete. It's not holistic, and that is why success in spirituality is very less, because people kind of miss. It's not about the traditions or the rules to follow about the sadhana. These rules have been designed on the basis of certain universal law which exist. One of the universal law is what is above, so is below. So if there is a fire essence at the top of our head, which we can see as the solar god, Gayatri Devi, which we can see as the Surya Devta, there is also exist a fire below us. What is that fire? If you notice that if you dissect the earth, if you break down the earth, you will see that the core of the earth is molten. It's basically nothing but molten fire. And that is why anchoring our energy into the second fire, which I personally identify as the fire of the womb, Garbha ki Agni. It is the fire of the womb where we also need to anchor. Why? Because first thing is, everything that the Surya is or the sun is helping to sustain originate from the womb. It originates from which fire? It originates from the fire of Mother Earth. The plants that we see that finally get sustained by the sunlight, they originate by the fire of the Mother Earth. We as humans also sustain on it. And that is why if we practice spirituality without anchoring our energy into Mother Earth, without increasing our connection with Mother Earth, what will happen is the spirituality will never help us increase our wealth. It will never help us become famous. It will never help us increase our health, strengthen this physical body. Instead, it will take us into delusions. It will take us into hallucinations. It will take us into a mode where we don't know how to exist in this practical world. And that is one of the side effects of extreme bhakti yoga. When you do extreme of bhakti yoga, you will see that the bhakti saints don't have any sudbudh. They don't have any idea of what is happening in this world. All they knew is they exist with the deity they worship. In their mind, that is the only reality that exists. And it is not bad. I'm not saying that is bad. I am saying that that is not a holistic living. That is a choice that they have made because they have to achieve liberation. They have to only achieve, their goal is only to become one with that divine energy. But most of us who practice spirituality at our homes, who are working every day on meditations, our goal is for what? To enrich our life. And in true sense, that is the goal of spirituality. That is why all these people are coming out and teaching spirituality, because the goal is to have a holistic life, to enrich our lives in a way that we can feel peaceful, we can feel joyful, we can feel happy. There's an old saying my mother used to tell me, khali pet bhajan nahi hota, bhuke pet bhajan nahi hota. What does it mean? It doesn't mean that you cannot worship without empty stomach. It means that if you are constantly worried about where the next meal is going to come, how will you be able to sit down? Or how will you be able to meditate? You will start complaining all the time. And it happens with me also sometimes. Sometimes when I'm too much in worry, I have patients on myself, which I ask that, okay, how should I meditate today? Because I cannot undo it. There are issues that I have to handle, right? In that case, we need to take a step back. And at that time, when we are going through a lot of worries, instead of focusing on our spiritual connection, instead of ghanti bajana, instead of doing meditations, we should first take 2-3 days to anchor our energy, to ground energy. Because the fire that we are seeing out there and we are trying to approach it, that also exists in the womb. We can also source that power from the womb, and Mother Earth is so nurturing, so caring, that it will help you first identify and resolve that issue so that then you can lift yourself up in spirituality. There's also one reason why in spirituality, Mother Earth is most important, or Mother Earth is the sole reason for our progress in the spiritual or sadhanas or in life. The reason is, always remember that अवतार, कोई भी अवतार हुआ है, कोई भी भगवान हुआ है, उस भगवान से बड़ी वो कोख है जिसने उस भगवान को जन्म दिया है. I know people might question it, but I believe that Krishna से बड़ी है उनकी माँ. Why? Because tell me, how many of us, how many people do you know who can see, who can exist in a reality where Devki exists, where every single child of hers was killed in front of her right after birth, but she kept on sacrificing just because she knew that one day a child will be born that will do the benefit for the larger society. So the sacrifice of Devki as a mother is way beyond than the sacrifice of Krishna himself. And I always say that why Mother Earth is, and why we call her Bhumi Devi or Bhumi Mata or Bhumata, is reason because if you see, when the time was there for Adya Shakti to come, and when I talk about Adya Shakti in her manifestation, I'm talking about Sita. When Sita was supposed to incarnate, there was no womb that was strong enough to hold the energy of Adya Shakti herself. And thereby the stories tell us that Mother Earth was used as a womb and Sita was found in Mother Earth. There was no physical body that could hold Adya Shakti. And thereby Mother Earth took the responsibility that I will bear this child. And we all know that Sita, as the stories go, that Sita came out of Mother Earth, and when the time came, she asked Mother Earth to open up and she went back again into her. So Mother Earth is the primordial mother that we pray to, that we worship to. And without her blessings, we cannot progress in sadhana, we cannot move ahead in our journey, we cannot have material wealth. That is by default, that is an inevitable truth. People will not talk about it, people don't share this publicly, but that is the true essence. And that is where the major problem lies. We all look at the sun and we all worship the sun because that is the visible fire that we can see. But we completely forget that there is a molten fire from which I am born, from which these plants are born, from which this whole universe is created, like whole world that you experience, the 3D reality that we experience is coming from where? To explain this better, I will tell you. And I know if there will be debates, I can stand and I can really question my sadhana. If somebody can prove me wrong that there is any better source of energy, there is any more powerful source of energy than Mother Earth, because that doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. The Adya Shakti has to come from the womb of Mother Earth. I'll give you an example. Tell me, we all pray to the gods. We all go to the temples. Let us take the temples, the examples of the temples. Kedarnath. It's a hill, it's a mountain. Do you think Kedarnath will exist without Mother Earth? You go to Kamakhya, what is it? It is a hill from which a water stream comes out. It is that energy point is also Mother Earth. We pray to Ganga as Ma, but who is holding that Ganga? Who is holding that Ganga? It is Mother Earth that is holding the Ganga. So why are we only focusing on the products that this mother has given us and not focusing on the original source from where it is coming? I also ask you, do you think your worship will ever be complete if you do not use the elements that you use in your prayers? From where does the flowers that you use for worship come? From where the mevas that you put, the fruits that you put in your havan, in the fire worship, where does it come from? When you cleanse your house with Ganga Jal, where and when you use the Ganga Jal to purify your gods and deities, where this Ganga Jal is coming from? All that we use in Tantra, all that we use in worshipping, tell me one element that is not coming out from this source, this powerful source that we have below us. Just because she exists below us, just because we cannot see that fire of the womb, why do we ignore it? And because we ignore it, that is why we don't progress. That is why most of the people don't progress in their sadhana because we tend to use those resources, the byproduct of these resources in our sadhana. But we do not acknowledge that every flower that I put to the God is being given to me by the mother herself. I also ask you that we all know that this life is being created by Panchabhutas, the 5 elements. So I agree that the consciousness comes from the spirit element. There's 5th element, which is spirit element. So the spirit element comes from the top to down. The soul descends from the top to down. But from where these 4 other elements come from? अगर आप और मैं पंचभूता से बने हैं, if we all are being created by Panchabhutas, the 5th element is the spirit, the soul. The 4 elements of air, water, soil and fire, where are they coming from? The origin of this is the divine Mother Earth. So nothing in this universe, no sadhana in this universe that you can do without which does not involve Mother Earth. And because we miss this aspect, because we do not focus on that aspect, we do not ground our energy, we tend to make our grounding cord, which comes down from the spine, from our sole of the feet, that goes down, we disconnect. And because we disconnect, what happens is people keep on chanting for years, and then they come and tell me that, Shaurya, I'm chanting, but there is no increase in my money, there is no increase in my charisma, there is no increase in my power. Why is it not happening? Because you're only focusing on one connection that is top. You're not focusing on the connection that also goes below. You have to fuel the fire that is coming from down also. You have to connect to that also. And that is the secret that all the saints, all the yogis know. That is why Hatha Yoga has such an important place. That is why exercises have such an important space. That is why walking barefoot has such an important place in yogic traditions. To give respect, to connect to Mother Earth. That is why sadhanas are done into nature. Because they want to embrace the nature as well as they are going up. To understand this better, I will take you one of the stories that I like, that we all say that we want money. Now, do you know how Lakshmi originated? Lakshmi, as a source of energy, came through Samudra Manthan. Lakshmi and Alakshmi both came from Samudra Manthan. And Amrit also, we all want good health. We all want profound, strong, healthy life, long life, Jug Jug Jio life. So how did Amrit and how did Lakshmi come from? They came from Samudra Manthan. There was a womb that was holding that Samudra, right? There was a space that was holding this Samudra where the Manthan was done. What is that space? That is the space or the womb or the lap of our Divine Mother. Shakti does not exist. We all say Shakti is in the Mooldhar, we all say Shakti is in the Mooldhar, but nobody tells us that the Shakti originates originally from this molten core of Mother Earth. The fire, the womb fire of Mother Earth is where the Shakti is hidden. Yes, it originates from, in human body context, it originates from the Mooldhar. It rises up from the Mooldhar. But the first fueling comes when you are deeply connected or rooted into Mother Earth, because that becomes the right fuel for this energy to move up. The next thing that I will talk about, very commonly people when ask me that, Shaurya, why is the sadhana result slow? I'm chanting, my job is not happening. I'm chanting, I'm doing this yagna, I'm doing this prayers, but results are not coming. So you have to always observe, I call it a rocket theory. If I ask you to shoot up a rocket, the first decision that you will take is what is the weight of the rocket? And when it will move up, I have to fuel it. So what is the weight I have to cancel out? The gravitational pull that I have to cancel out. Because if there is a pull downward, I have to ensure that I'm moving double the force or more force will be applied at the top so that I can get rid of that gravitational pull. So the first calculation that scientifically is done is gravitational pull. Let's figure out the weight of the rocket, the weight of the whole system that we have to launch. Accordingly, there will be a force that will be pulling it downward, which is known as gravitational pull. In this gravitational pull, how should I fuel it? What is the engine I should be using? What is the propulsion should I have to cancel this force out? The second decision you take is, while I will be moving up, there will be atmospheric layers that will cause me resistance. So I have to cut through that resistance. These are the two decisions that you take while you're launching a rocket. Now assume that you are the rocket that want to be launched in this life. You want to achieve success, you want to achieve wealth, you want to achieve good life, you want to achieve love and happiness, and you want to launch yourself as a rocket. So the first calculation that you will do, or the first acknowledgement that you must have is, do I have a proper connection with the Mother Earth? Do I even know what is it that I'm missing in my calculations with the pull that is keeping me down? And that is why we all, in all traditions, we talk about Lakshmi Pujan. We do so much of Lakshmi Pujan because Lakshmi is nothing but the materialized form of Mother Earth. She has originated from the womb of Mother Earth from Samudra Manthan. So she comes from Patal Loka and we worship her so that we can strengthen our societal well-being, we can strengthen our physical reality. The second thing that I want you to notice is the solution. So now the question comes that, okay, I understand that I have to strengthen my connection with Mother Earth. What are the solutions? The solution first is to acknowledge the presence of Mother Earth. Your sadhana must start and must end with a blessing or a prayer to Mother Earth. Today we will learn how to do it. I will repeat it and teach you that. The second thing is you must donate. You need to remember that what is the best way to make a mother happy is to treat her children very well. That is the best way. So Divine Mother Earth, if you want to build a greater connection with Divine Mother Earth, if you want to strengthen your connection with Divine Mother Earth, you start taking care of animals, plants, and fellow human beings. You donate to animal welfare. You donate to plantation. You do plantation yourself. You take care and not pollute water. And when you start respecting the children that she has created, the life that she is generating, automatically your connection will become stronger with her. And when your connection with her will become stronger, obviously she will give you favors. And what are the favors? She will give you more material wealth, more material possessions. The key point that to be noticed is that why do gurus don't get black magic? Do you think there are so many big leaders or big saints? They don't get affected by negative energies. They don't get affected by people who mean bad to them. Obviously, they might also have people who want bad for them, right? We all have. Some people are jealous, some people are not jealous. But they're all of us has good people and bad people in their life. So why do these people are not getting affected? I recently was also watching on Instagram, people were asking that, why do Ambani doesn't get nazar? The reason is that because they really contribute to the welfare of Mother Earth and her children. And when they do that, what happens is, Mother Earth is the sole reason we can feel stable. Why? Because that grounding cord is the reason we feel secure. It makes us feel stable. It makes us feel practical. So that grounding, when your connection with Mother Earth is very strong, the protection by Mother Earth is automatically given to you. It is automatically given to you, and that is how you progress in life. Now question comes, how much should we do? We should not do it once in a while. That doesn't work. If you are doing 11 days of cycle, let's say you are doing 11 days of sadhana every month. You are doing 11 cycles of chant. That is usually I prescribe. So you do 11 days of chant, in which every day you do 11 cycles of 108 chants. One mala, 11 malas you do. Okay. So every 11 day of a month you are doing that. Okay. This is a decent ask for you to engage in the beginning of your spirituality. So if you're doing 11, at the end of your 11th day, you donate. You give food to poor people. You go and feed to gaushalas or animals, and you donate every month. It cannot be one time. Why? Because you are continuously feeding from that Mother Earth. You need to understand that the scales has to be balanced. We cannot take 100% and give only 1%. Then that is not respect. That is still comes into exploitation. That is why when you make a commitment to Mother Earth and that you tell that, okay, you are giving me so much of blessings, I will ensure that every month of this date, let's say 5th of every month, I will ensure that I will give you something. I will do a favor, I will do my service to your love that you have given to me. When you show that commitment is reciprocated. That commitment brings you back the blessings of materiality. So it is, your sadhana is never complete, your chanting is never complete until and unless you do a service. And that is why if you actually go to scriptures and if you actually read the processes of sadhana, every sadhana, even if you are doing a simple prayer like Lakshmi Pujan, even if you are doing a simple worship or puja at your home like Havan, it is asked that at the end you give food to Brahmins. In fact, when we have death ceremonies coming up, we also do food distribution after that. We give food to crows, we give food to cows, we give food to black dogs. That is being prescribed because that helps us anchor the energy with Mother Earth, because the source of money only comes from Mother Earth. How much you pray, how much you chant, you will not get money. That will make you more spiritual, more aloof from the environment, more aloof from the physical reality. There will come a time that you would not even want to work in your life. You will say that I don't want to do a job, let me go to Himalayas. But when you complete the cycle, when you bring the spiritual energy down by your chants, by your meditations, and at the end of that cycle, when you physicalize it by giving it to others, by giving it to Mother Earth, by planting trees, by giving it food to animals, you bring that energy and mix it with material world, material energy. And that is how you achieve money. That is how you achieve success. That is how you achieve a good job. That is how you achieve a happy, holistic life. Otherwise, you will not achieve a holistic life. It will always be incomplete. To explain this concept better, and I want you to ask yourself these questions, that all the gurus, I will not take the names, but all the gurus that we know, they have all the great siddhis that they have. Why do you think they will start campaigns like save the soil, save the river, save the environment? Gaushalas are being run. Food distribution for poor people is happening. Education is being happening. Why do they have the need to do that? They can simply continue their life without doing that, no? They do that primarily because after a certain amount of sadhana, when they have achieved certain results, certain power, they know that I want to create a legacy. I want to create ashrams across India, across the world. And what does it mean to create temples and ashrams across the world? It means that I need a portion of this Mother Earth. I need a land to build. I need mud to build. I need bricks to build. I need money to build. I have been investing my 20 years in sadhana. How will I receive so much money to make temples? So I need these resources. So what do? The first thing they come out of their sadhana and do is they start a campaign towards nature. Somebody will go walking to save Ganga. Somebody will go riding to save the soil. Somebody will ensure that they are feeding Gaushalas. And when they start engaging in, after a year or two, Mother Earth starts responding. Automatically, somebody will come and tell that, why don't you take my land and create an ashram? Why don't you build a temple here? The government support will start coming in. So 20 years, 10 years of their spiritual meditations, spiritual sadhanas are now being mixed with material energy through these campaigns. These powerful people don't need to do social service. No, they can just move on. They can show their magic and people will come. But to create a legacy, they need a portion of Mother Earth. They need the breast of Mother Earth. And they don't own anything at that time. So what they do is they start grounding their energy. They start putting all that spiritual energy into Mother Earth by doing Gaushalas, by helping dogs, by creating campaigns for save the soil, by creating saving the rivers, doing plantations, helping poor people. They start putting down. What are they trying to do? They are trying to nurture the children created by Mother Earth. In return, what Mother Earth gives them? In return, Mother Earth gives them the blessing to create a legacy. Yes, you create an ashram which will live even if you die. Yes, you create a temple which will live even if you die. Your name will still exist. And that is the most profound secret of achieving success. Most of the time people think that it is by chanting or meditating I will achieve success. No. It is by mixing the spiritual energy with the material energy. The Shiv and the Shakti. The Supreme Parabrahman's energy has to mix with the womb energy of Mother Earth, the molten core of Mother Earth. And when that union will happen, that is when you will achieve progress in your life. Otherwise, spirituality will only remain as bhakti. And that is not bad. If that is a choice, that is amazing. There are a lot of saints we know who owned nothing, who had nothing, and they were okay. But if that is not the goal, if the goal is to really achieve a holistic life, if the goal is to create a legacy, then you have to balance the spiritual cord and the grounding cord both at the same time. Like all the great gurus are doing, like all the saints in this world are doing right now. Look at ISKCON, look at Isha Foundations, look at Art of Living, look at Pranic Healing. All of them have social programs running for nature. Campaigns to preserve nature. That is their gift They share their service to Mother Earth so that they can receive something. It's a very selfish act. And I always say that spirituality is not being about selflessness. It is very selfish because you calculate every action, every thought, every word of yours. You don't want to engage into anything that is wrong karma. That is the most selfish thing that you can do for yourself. Today, we will end the session. I hope this helps somebody who's feeling that why am I not achieving my manifestations, why am I not achieving my goals, even though I'm meditating every day, even though I'm doing sadhanas every day, why my health is not improving, my relationships are not improving, because you are not grounding yourself. Today, we will learn how to anchor energy. The solutions of donating still exist. The solutions of every month donations to welfare programs like animals plantation is the easiest way to ground your energy. But whenever you do a sadhana, you complete your chanting, you complete your prayers, this is a quick thing that you can do to anchor your energy. We will learn that and we will anchor energy. Today is also Guru Purnima, so my meditation has been very profound. You can also refer to prosperity meditation that I have posted. That is also grounding process. Let us do that. Om Kamakhya Kama Sampannam Kameshwari Hara Priyam Kamana Dehi Me Nityam Kameshwari Namostute. Om. Be aware of the base of your spine, your hips. Be aware of the sole of your feet. Visualize the energy moving down, down, deep down into Mother Earth. Go as deep as possible. Go as deep as possible. Om. May Mother Earth be blessed. May Mother Earth be rejuvenated. May Mother Earth be revitalized. May Divine Mother Earth be healed by the Supreme Being. May the blessings of Ma Kamakhya heal all sentient beings, all animals, plants, and human beings, all the invisible beings on the planet Earth. May Mother Earth be blessed with good air, good water, and good soil. May peace and harmony be restored on Divine Mother Earth. May love and compassion be restored on Divine Mother Earth. May spirituality, divine light, and divine wisdom be restored on Divine Mother Earth. May Mother Earth be healed. May Mother Earth be rejuvenated. May Mother Earth be revitalized. So be it, so it is. Om. This is a quick prayer you can do after every sadhana to anchor your energy with Mother Earth. I hope this helps. Jai Ma Kamakhya.